Hello and welcome to Willow's Mustangs, where you can follow along with me and my 4-year-old mare, Patches. Right now we are training to compete in the 2014 Invitational Mustang Magic held at the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo. I understand we have quite a few new followers on the Facebook page, so let me get you all up to speed. After accepting my invitation to compete in this Extreme Mustang Makeover, I and 25 other competitors were assigned wild Mustangs to train over the course of 120 days. After the competition, all the horses are adopted out to the public through the sale. Now, 2 months into training, Patches and I are finally catching up to the rest of the competitors. If you've not been following along from the beginning, let me fill you in. When I arrived to pick up this gorgeous gal, I found a wonderful horse who had been in a fluke accident where she'd run into a fence. Nonetheless, my grandparents and I made the decision to bring her home and, if you should go along with the story, patch her up. Hence the name, Patches. When I was able to see the injuries up close, I began to think we made a big mistake. The horse I had hoped to ride into the Texas arenas on didn't look like she would make it through the first few nights. After working extensively with trusted vets on the matter, we were able to get Patches the medicine and treatment she needed. With the help of my grandparents, my fragile college kid bank account, well, it remained intact, let's say, but funds were limited. I took the suggestion from a friend to open an online fundraiser to assure that Patches would be able to stay and continue treatment until she was all the way healed. To my shock and surprise, there was an outpouring of support, so much so that I was able to buy enough time to make a plan. At this point, I had given up hope of competing, and although I had my heart set on it, this horse needed me to help her more. The first week she was home, everyone was in survival mode, for Patches' sake. I found myself kneeling down by this wild horse's back leg to doctor a 3-inch gash on the cornet band. We were loading oral syringes full of Banamine antibiotics and applesauce to prevent infection and save her eye. Every day was like a marathon running from feed store to feed store because she couldn't and wouldn't eat anything for days. Specifics on the injuries can be found in earlier posts, but in continuing with our story, this wild horse behaved like an old Labrador when she knew I was working to save her. As time progressed, hopes of competing once more started coming into mind, until they were diminished all at once. When I went back to take a temp on Patchy, I was greeted with the most disheartening sight, something the vet called a rectovaginal fistula. You can look up more on it, but basically she had a foal that was too large, so there's a large tear. At this point, everyone was telling me to bring her back, everyone except for my grandparents. Our response to these inquiries was simple. No, we won't take her back. The competition meant nothing if I wasn't riding Patches. I made a commitment to take her and find her a home. The tear requires suturing up after training, so I talked with a few friends and found some people who would be willing to take her after I completed training on her. Because of this, she has been able to continue competing in the Mustang Magic competition. After I compete on her, she will be going through the sale, and I rest assured knowing that there are some wonderful people ready to adopt her. Since recovering, Patches has been an average, healthy, happy horse. With one exception. Sometimes when we'll be trotting around the pen, she gets a little bit of gas, but I just laugh it off and say it was me. However, she is an incredibly talented and smart horse, so athletic, and her work ethic would put any Olympic athlete to shame. I'm so glad I've continued training on her because she has paid me back way more than I could have ever given her. No matter where we place in the competition, I will never forget how this horse named Patches has fixed me and strengthened my family. And now that you are all caught up to speed, I hope you enjoy following the rest of our journey. Thanks for liking our page, and I hope you will not be disappointed.